Hello, I'm back again with my next video, and this one will be talking about me at, let's see, I want to start with my 15th birthday. When I left off, I was talking about my 15th birthday, how it was such a surprise, and I was so happy, and I had my cake in my hand, and I really don't remember my 16th birthday. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about my high school because after Sussex Avenue, and the care that I got from my eighth grade teacher, Mr. Wood, it carried on because he saw gifts in me. So he wanted me to actually go to Juilliard, which is a popular musical school in New York. And he had me apply to certain things. But I had auditioned for the Negro Ensemble Company over in Manhattan, New York. And I was accepted into the Negro Ensemble Company. And I would go there and rehearse. I was under the direction of Mr. James Moody. And now he's a famous director. I've seen him in movies such as Jumpin' the Broom. I saw his name up there. But he was my director then when I went to the Negro Ensemble Company. Very important, pivotal time in my life because I saw at that particular time it was a strategic, sovereign move of God, and He had to move very quickly. There was, by the time I was in high school, maybe I was ready to date because there was a young man that came into my life, and he had saw me when I was a little girl, and he said, boy, oh boy, I'm going to wait for you till you're ready to date. The week of my graduation, he showed up on the same bus I was on in Newark, New Jersey, and he went to my home and asked Mama, could he take me to the movies? Well, Mama was very strict, my grandmother, so she said, you can take Nene, which she called me at that time, to the movies, but I went her home by 9 o'clock. And so he took me to the movies and he brought me back by 9 o'clock. And, we dated for a while, but it never lasted because I was into theater then. I was going over to New York. I was doing musicals in Newark, New Jersey. And God had filled my life with the arts. And so therefore, when it was time for me to graduate high school, I was able to go to the Negro Ensemble Company. I auditioned one time. Usually back then they had you audition, and if you were good, you had to come back for a second audition. But I auditioned with the role of Mama from A Raisin in the Sun. And it was so poignant that I did not have to come back for a second audition. They received me right there. They said we want her in our school right then. And so then I began to go to rehearsals over there, and theater was our life. We began to go see Broadway plays. I was in off-Broadway plays, singing in several theatrical productions such as Hello Dolly, such as Pearly. Oh, just loved it. And then something happened. Another pivotal moment. Another sovereign hand of God. It was almost like if my life took a 360-degree turn. I thought that I was going to be this great actress because if you go to the Negro Ensemble, you could see like Debbie Allen in her youth. She was walking around the streets of New York. Phylicia Rashad, Denzel Washington went to the Negro Ensemble Company. All these magnificent stars that we look at on TV today. Irene Cara was in our midst then. And so I was thinking I was going to be moving down that road. Here I come, Hollywood, California, New York. It's my time to shine. God's hand. Flip. What happened was my cousin that was in my home, you heard me mention her, Emily, who was 13 years older than I was when I was born. By that time, we had developed a relationship. She loved me since birth, and she was there to help Mama raise me. She was going into the hospital because they had found a lump in her breast. By that time, I was 17, very responsible, a very responsible girl, and raised by a grandmother who was very wise. So I was a girl of much wisdom. And often people would say that I spoke as if I was years older, like that. I moved as if I was years older, just responsible. So Emily asked me to come over while she went into the hospital to take care of her children. And one was like 4 years younger than I was, and another one was like maybe 6 years younger than I was. So her children. So I went to take care of her children. And as I was taking care of her children, my next boyfriend came into my life, which I did not know was my boyfriend because I had a boyfriend. This boyfriend had also asked me to marry him. So if God was going to move, he would have to move quickly. So I saw this young man, and he saw me while I was over there. He was a very responsible young man. He was also being reared by his grandmother. He also came from a big family, but he was not in the home with his family, as I was not in the home with my siblings. He was in the home of his grandmother. And so instantly, we were attracted to one another. And I fell in love with him fast. He was everything that a girl could want. This young man also came into our home, and our family fell in love with him. His aspirations was to go into the military. My aspirations was to go to LA or New York and finish my theatrical career. So which one did I choose? Did I end up with that young man? Did I follow him in the military? Or did I follow my dreams and go to Hollywood? I had what it took. I still have what it takes. But what was the plan of the sovereign Lord? We'll learn that in the next video.